Hi there, and welcome to Hav and Charles Talk Comics. I am your host, Charles Herring, and I am here with my very good friend, Javier Gonzalez, and we are going to talk to you today about two comic books, but first we need to talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant's name is Clancy, and Clancy is the reason why we have not recorded for the last literally a year. That is correct. Literally a year it has been since we've recorded, actually a little over a year, so literally a little over a year. And I'm calling it Clancy because truly it's Hav's fault. I was going through a lot of stuff. Hav gave us a thing that I could not get through. It was just terrible. In a good time, I might have been able to read it, but oh my Lord Almighty. So I was not able to read what he gave me, and that killed the podcast for a while. Plus, he went full MAGA for a while, but after getting picked up at a Home Depot by ICE, he kind of backed off on that. So let's introduce my co-host and very good friend, Javier Gonzalez. Hav, how you doing?
I'm fine, Charles. Everything's all right. Everybody's great. I really didn't go I didn't go full. What'd you say? Full MAGA. I didn't go full MAGA. Maybe mini MAGA. The whole ICE thing was a misunderstanding. I mean, just because I look Hispanic and am Hispanic doesn't mean. Jesus Christ. Hi there, and welcome to Hav and Charles Talk Comics, the only comic book podcast that Hav and I do at least once a year. That's right, welcome back to Hav and Charles Talk Comics, which we have not recorded for an entire year. We have already done about a 15-minute podcast of this one, but some dipshit did not hit the record button on it. That dipshit is, of course, me, and Hav is absolutely blameless for this. I would like to apologize that it has been a year since we've podcasted. There was a lot going on. Hav suggested something that I really didn't want to read, and I couldn't wade through it because of some family stuff going on in my life, and then it just led on and on and on and on and on until we decided to regroup at the beginning of the year, and he decided to give us a fucking comic about fascism. Hi, Hav. How are you?
I'm great, Charles. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to actually get through a podcast tonight.
Let me ask you something real fast before we go any further.
Uh-huh.
Are we recording?
We are recording. Yes.
We just did. I'm going to tell you right now. In the Ether, Gone Forever is one of the funniest opens I've ever personally been a part of or heard, really. I mean, we were both laughing hysterically. We were cracking each other up, and now you're getting this. So, apologies.
So, I will go over a little bit of what you may have missed. I opened earlier today. I have a new microphone just because I have lost a part of one, so I borrowed one from Patrick. Thanks, Patrick. And I had to do some tests to make sure it would come across on the clean feed. And while I was doing that, I did an open that I then sent to Hav, and the gist of it was talking about why we didn't record. And I said, there's an elephant in the room, why we didn't record. We call him Clancy, and Clancy is Hav because it's Hav's fault. He went full MAGA.
An elephant, apropos, symbol for the GOP.
Yes.
I like that.
So he went full MAGA, and then we didn't talk for a while, and finally when he went to, he got picked up by ICE one day when he was at Home Depot.
Correct.
It kind of turned him against that, which is good because based on some of the news stories, they just arrested the guy that has a Trump burger place, owns Trump burgers in Houston, and he's like, "This is just a mistake. No, it's the."
No, you overstayed your visa, buddy, and you're one of the brown ones apparently. I think he's Lebanese or something.
Yeah, that's sorry. I shouldn't laugh at him. Because I think most of this is stupid, but that's just like, oh, okay, man. No matter how
you know me, you know I didn't go MAGA. That's a joke. Charles isn't very good at those, but just he was joking.
In fairness, when he listened to it, because I made him listen to it before the podcast because he hadn't heard it, I sent it to him. He was laughing uproariously.
Oh, it was hilarious. No, it is. I still think you should. Maybe that should be a.
I might drop it in right here.
There you, hey. There you go.
Or maybe not. I might put it somewhere else. I haven't decided yet. So I don't think I'll use it as the cold open.
No, well, So backing up, I had suggested we read X-Men Inferno, which was a tome about the size of like 2 Gideon Bibles, like back to back. Like it was just long, and it was firmly in the soap opera mid to late 80s X-Men era, and you had to know a lot of stuff going into it, and even though, so there was that.
It was the most unlinear thing I had ever read, and I got fairly deep into it before I was just like, I just can't do this anymore.
It's super long.
Yeah.
And then we regrouped at the beginning of this year, and I suggested V for Vendetta, and it was a little too on the nose, and I'm doing list voice.
Yeah, we got to get deeper into fascism before we can really delve into that.
I think, I'm just going to start. Anyway, so then I suggested The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, and Charles had suggested Shazam Volume 1, Meet the Captain. So Here we are.
Yes,
back from the dead.
Yeah, back from the dead.
And guess what?
What's that?
My comic came out earlier.
It did. Although I really maintain that I'm taking credit for you suggesting Squirrel Girl, because I've talked about Squirrel Girl for years to you.
Yeah. And I don't know that I had read Squirrel Girl and other stuff. I had read her original appearance that was at the back of this volume.
Oh, see,
I had forgotten about.
I had not read that until the back of this volume.
We'll get to it. But before then, and I think I know the answer to this, do we have any housekeeping?
Oh, yeah, we have mail. I did do it up front when we didn't record the beginning of this podcast about 20 minutes ago. And that we do have mail. I was going to save it to midpoint, but I should have told you that. So we're going to do it now because, because you already had the reward. You got the mail, but we'll do it again. All right.
I'm so happy.
Yes, I am too. I'm very pleased.
My mail pants are going crazy.
Just to give y'all an idea, the last time when we got this is August 15th, 2024. So we are recording this on August 8th, 2025. So this podcast, I don't know when it will come out, but it will be after August 15th. So when the gentleman named Eric, who sent this, hears this, if he still listens to podcasts, we apologize, Eric. So, hey guys, just found out about this podcast a few weeks ago, and I binged it as quick as I could. While I'm not a comic book reader myself, I do watch every adaptation of superhero content that all the streaming services spew out, and getting a detailed history of these characters has been enjoyable. Charles, I was very happy when you learned how to pronounce Zeitgeist correctly. As for a recommendation, I love the show Moon Knight, but knew nothing of the character prior. I would love to hear some comic history on him. Thanks y'all for hours of entertainment, and keep up the good work. Eric. This is Julie's cousin. Thank you very much, Eric. We really appreciate that. The first time I read this, I had to stop a minute on the word I pronounced correctly, and Hav laughed as I did it, and then I confessed, like I'm confessing right now at about the same time, that I had to go and ask my girlfriend how to pronounce Zeitgeist.
Because your knee jerk is to say Zeitgeist.
Yes, it is. And when I went out to ask her before we did the podcast, I said, how do you say Zeitgeist? And she goes, Zeitgeist. Because she and I have had this conversation before. But
that happens to people, to me. I know there's words where I just could not get it right. And I can't think of any right now. But I'm trying to identify and empathize with you and not laugh at you, is what I'm trying to do right now.
I'm used to people laughing at me.
Oh. They don't laugh usually in front of you. It's usually later. When you're
behind my back? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
No, Eric, thank you so much. That is Eric's very cool cousin who we had last year, August 15th. My birthday was August 11th. That was a Sunday. He had come over the Saturday the 10th. We had watched some baseball at the Poorhouse. If you know me, you know the Poorhouse. And then we'd come back over here. He is a huge Superman fan. I mentioned this before, like a super duper Superman fan. And then also collects Funko Pops and has a pretty good collection of those. That's super cool. And thank you, Eric, for listening. Thank you for apparently binging crap load of episodes in a fairly short amount of time then too. You must have just had that on 24/7, which is very cool. And to your first of all, very cool. And I don't know if I have his cell, but I will text him and let him know that, hey, by the way, your name may have come up in the very first episode of season 5. And then also his question about Moon Knight. I did read some Moon Knight back in the day, back in the 80s when Bill Sienkiewicz was doing the art. I don't know if he was writing it too. Maybe it was just the art. It was a really great run. It's on Hoopla, I think. But the I'll tell you what, just really briefly, the adaptation about the split personality and the mental health issues he was having is from the comic book. He is a split personality in one iteration anyway of the comic book. So there's that. And there you go. And thank you again, Eric. That's super cool.
It is. Thank you very much. Anyone that wishes to write to us, they can go to the podcast website, havandcharles.com. And up at the top, send Hav email, and then it comes to me. But it makes Hav happy when we get email.
When I said my mail pants were going crazy, it was male MAIL pants.
It really wasn't.
The pants that were going crazy.
That wasn't what he was talking about.
As far as everybody knows. As far as everybody knows, I'm wearing pants.
And yeah, and we know what you do when you're at home by yourself. Oh wait, that's me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so hey, we're doing a pod again.
We are doing a pod again.
That makes us pod people once again. Welcome to the pod people, Charles. I know you love it.
Okay, and that's back. We're going to be back on hiatus, guys. I'll see you back next year, I guess August. Let's go for August 10th, 2026, and see if we can try this again.
He hates pod people. He hates these pod people.
So, Hobbs is the older comic. Neither one of these is exactly ancient, but...
No. So, the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl debuted in January of 2015. And... yeah, it was written by this collection, I guess a trade, was written by somebody, I'm pretty sure. Andy North? Andy North is a golf person. Ryan North. I'm going to say Ryan North, and Erica Henderson did the art.
Okay, the art was very cool. The writing was very cool. It had a thing that both annoyed and I loved it at the same time. It annoyed me because it's hard to read, so I'm going to go over at the end of every page on the bottom in very small script is basically writer's notes about stuff that's going on, and they're hilarious. My new pet peeve right now is that Hoopla has taken away the ability to screenshot. No, you can still widen them out, but you can't screenshot. So I was not able to do the screenshots I normally do. And
I just lost your Charles. If you can hear me, I just lost you there for a second in my cans.
Okay, it's picking me up here. I think we're all right.
That was just me.
Yeah, okay, I was just saying that we can't screenshot anymore.
Yeah,
on Hoopla, and it really kind of sucks. Because that was my go-to thing, and I'm gonna have to start reading it with my iPhone in one hand and my iPad in the other, and take pictures of the stuff I want.
Do they still sell those Polaroid cameras where you can just do Polaroids?
I don't think I'm gonna do. I think it would be much more cost-effective.
Whatever.
Yeah, to use a device I already have. Yeah, I understand. Legitimately, because I knew about that, I was going to read it on Marvel Unlimited, but I could not find that. When I looked up Squirrel Girl, it gave me another run that's just after this, that leads into this, and I could not find the exact set that was in this volume, so I read it the way I did, and so I don't have as much of the reference notes as I normally have to go back to, because I always take pictures of the stuff, but they're hilarious. She's studying computer science, so there's computer science jokes. There's science jokes in it. It is...
She's going to Empire University, which is where Peter Parker went, right?
Is it?
Right? Or I forget where he went back in the day. I mean,
I don't think it was Empire University. I think.
Where did she go in the comic? Okay, it's been a little bit.
I don't know. Hi, this is Charles, and I want to welcome y'all to a brand new segment on Hav and Charles Talk Comics, which is called Hav Was Right. So you just heard me say that I don't think Empire University was the school that Peter Parker went to, and I was incorrect. Empire State University was the school that Peter Parker went to. So Hav was right. Now I take you back to the continuing podcast that we were doing. Thanks. Good job, Hav.
For some reason, I thought the university and the fictional university in New York City where she was going was where Peter went, but I could be completely wrong.
It could be, but I don't think it's called Empire.
I think you're
just right off the top of my head. I'm not
right about that.
Yeah, because that doesn't. If you just, I hate to say it, if you just said the right name, I'd probably go, yeah, that's it. But
exactly.
I feel bad saying that. I was like, well, you don't know it. Yeah, I know, but it's in there somewhere.
How did you like her ripping off of the Spider-Man theme
song?
Song?
That was hilarious. Because it's done over and over in lots of different things, and anybody that is Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes.
And Tippy Toe?
Tippy Toe.
What's her Tippy Toe is her like sidekick squirrel
that
she can talk to squirrels.
She can talk to squirrels. Well, yeah, she's Squirrel Girl. She has a big bushy tail.
It's essentially Spider-Man.
Yeah, except Squirrel
Girl.
Yeah.
She's got the powers, the proportionate strength, agility, blah blah blah.
But unlike Spider-Man, who gets his ass beat all the time, she's the unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
She's like 5-0 against the heavies in the Marvel.
Yeah.
Like she's beaten Thanos, she's beaten somebody else,
Doom,
whose name is Doom, and now
Galactus.
And Galactus.
She in the very first two issues. The very first two issues.
Oh, for those of you scoring your bingo card at home, he almost said episode.
Very much almost said episodes. Hey, it's been a while since we've done this. Bad habits slide into.
Yeah. No, look, we can go blow by blow, but it was a fun read. It was a quick read.
It was. It's just because it's a lot of fun. I mean, she's really worried about, she has a new roommate that doesn't know she's Squirrel Girl, but she introduces her to her cat, who's her new roommate introduces her to the cat that she's brought in, who's really a sweet cat because all cats are great. And then as a response, she introduces Tippy Toe as her pet squirrel, and hijinks ensue about that. And at one point, her roommate goes to the bank because she wanted to buy falafel. Wasn't that it? She was going to buy falafel, but the cash machine didn't work for some reason, so she went into the bank, or he couldn't take cards, had to have cash. So she goes into the bank. The bank gets robbed. And the unbeatable Squirrel Girl can't go in there with her roommate because she doesn't really wear much of a costume. So she has an entire armor of squirrels around her.
It took me a second to realize what I was looking at. Like, at first I was like, well, this is Marvel. What is Clayface doing here? Oh, no, those are squirrels.
It's just squirrels. It was like living squirrels all around her fighting. And then she has to, this is while she needs to go, these squirrels are the only ones that know Galactus is coming.
And I forget why they somehow through the network of something.
Because no one pays attention to squirrels. So Galactus is hiding this from everyone else, but the squirrels were not excluded from it, so that they can. So she has to get to. So there's a whole bunch of having to go to Tony Stark's because she's trying to get the Avengers' attention, and they're not around.
Would you find out that before she goes to this university, and lives in the dorm, she's been squatting in the Avengers Mansion attic, apparently kind of unbeknownst to them. And so she's rifling through stuff, and some of those little text strings at the bottom talk about like Ant-Man's different little things in the attic, and then she steals some of Tony Stark's armor to go to space.
Yeah, well, she was introduced with Tony Stark. So she's known Tony Stark since she became a superhero, because she was trying to be his sidekick or something, or in that story.
Yeah, we read the backstory.
That really was not a good comic.
We can skip there. So Squirrel Girl first appeared in this comic book. Oh gosh, Marvel Premiere, Marvel's Fanfare, Marvel Superheroes, like number 8 or something, which I have actually. The great Steve Ditko, co-creator of Spider-Man, actually created Squirrel Girl. Small world. One of the last things, if not the last thing,
it was definitely the last thing he created for Marvel. And I had read it before. Do yourself a favor, if you're a comic book fan, go read it, because her design in that is downright kind of creepy to me in hindsight. Compared to, I mean, she looks crazed. Yes, she does.
It's interesting.
She does. I really like it. I do. Everything about Squirrel Girl cracks me up. Before this came out, she was a nanny for Power Man and Jessica Jones.
I think you told me that.
Yeah,
that's right.
So she's been around. She knows people. It's not like she's not been around the Marvel universe. They use her here and there, but the idea to put her into going to college was great. And a lot of this run is fun. Well, it's all fun.
Yes. And let me ask you. You read more of the current stuff than I do. I think maybe still to this day, but has she palled around with like Gwenpool, Spider-Gwen, Ms. Marvel, any of them?
I don't remember. I don't think she's been around. They kind of keep her in her own little niche. Sometimes they'll pop up in this. I think some of them went latter in this run.
Okay.
Or at least what I think of as this run.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Well, and then the whole thing where she meets Galactus and well, first of all, Tippy Toe gets a helmet and a glove and creates like a little bitty weird Iron Man thing for himself or herself. I think it's a
Herself.
she.
It's a she.
Herself.
Yeah, I
It's a
had
she.
to. It took me a long time to figure that out, but yes, I
Yeah,
finally
so-
got a good shot up under the tail, and
Okay.
no,
All right.
there was a pronoun used somewhere in there.
So wow. Okay, that's good. Let me regroup. Take it in, digest it. Let's move on, everybody. Collectively, we can get past. He's got to go to the sex. Always with the sex and the squirrels with Charles. Okay. No, it's hilarious. It took me a second to like, oh, that's a glove like stuck on the bottom of a helmet, and Tippy Toe's in there, and Squirrel Girl flies out to the moon to meet Galactus and talks to him about where's his Herald, and he's like, yeah, that hasn't worked out too good the last few times, so I'm going without the
Heraldless.
Herald,
Yeah.
Heraldless, and then she deduces somehow that he's not really here to eat the Earth. He just wants her or somebody from Earth to help him find another planet to go eat. So she,
Yeah, because
anyways.
because he never eats the Earth. That's the thing. This is the only planet that he just doesn't. So they find a planet that's just full of nuts.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because that's so she, Tippy Toe, and Galactus all go there together.
Yes,
and we haven't mentioned her catchphrase yet.
Squirrel Girls?
Yes,
What is it? I don't even remember.
kicks butts and eats nuts. Eats nuts and
That's
kicks
right.
butts. Yes.
That's right. That's gonna catch on now. I'm gonna see that on a T-shirt anytime now.
It's awesome. That's they have so much fun. I've mentioned this before while we've been doing the podcast, how much I enjoy these kind of characters that they allow writers to have free reign with and just have fun. It's where we get a lot of the time. It's where we get our really good writers from, because they're up and comers and they give them a shot at this and they go nuts with it, and then they're like, okay, we can put you on one of these big books because you got ideas, and we'll have to keep you constrained some because you gotta do Spider-Man a certain way, but
Yeah.
but you can add some things and you can have some fun. And my theory, comic books should be fun. Well.
What?
At least some comic books should be fun. They don't all have to be just.
I like my comic books like I don't know. I didn't have anywhere to go with that. I just stopped myself.
That's probably good.
You know, you're right. Especially, I liked. In hindsight, I like that you, insisted or really lobbied for something just more light. Especially because right now I can't even. I don't want to get into it, but I can't even watch the news. I don't watch Seth Meyers. I don't watch John Oliver. This is a nice reprieve, respite. Can't think of another R word to do a roll of three there, but yeah, this was fun. And then I'm sorry, I just clicked through. I got to the Squirrel Girl thing, The Coming of Squirrel Girl by Steve Ditko, and oh my god, the shot of her in the panel, the first panel of her face. It is creepy. It's awesomely creepy. And so I'm sorry. So I was very glad that this turned out to be. I'd read the Squirrel Girl Steve Ditko thing. I don't think I'd read this, and it was so much fun. It reminded me, of course, like of a Gwenpool, different, but very very fun. And you get what you get, man.
It's these are a lot oriented to a younger age group than us middle-aged men, but there's still value in reading them. Because they're fun. It's a good way to get people into comics.
The writer I'm not familiar with. And I didn't have time. I didn't do a deep dive, but I would definitely read something else by Ryan North. He apparently created a comic called Dinosaur Comics and has done some other stuff. He's apparently also worked on Fantastic Four since then and has won multiple Eisner Awards and Harvey Awards.
Wow.
So he's somebody to be reckoned with in the comic book world nowadays. And then the lead artist, I think, was Erica Henderson, who, again, did a really great job. She's an animator, too. And, she worked on animation for Venture Brothers.
Oh, very cool.
Wikipedia page. I have that queued up to rewatch here.
Love that.
Did you
watch the movie they made?
I did. No.
It's on Max. Oh, thank God. I'm sorry. No, it's on HBO Max. They went back. They finally came to their senses. We discussed this on the pod, I believe, and now they've gone back. We all knew they were going to go back. What the anyway?
I don't know if we discussed it on the pod, but
I swear.
you right away when they rebranded to Max, you're like, why would you something that's been established since the late 70s, early 80s?
Everybody knows the fuck HBO is. Nobody gives a shit about. Anyway,
again, Max, the chauffeur butler from Heart to Heart. That's what they were going for.
I think that's accurate. Yes, I do.
I think everybody gets that reference.
Yes, everybody that's on this podcast right now gets that reference.
Exactly. Look, I don't want to belabor the point. I think there's anything else you want to talk about with the Squirrel Girl and the comic and the ladies and nuts.
No. I guess I highly recommend people read Squirrel Girl.
Did you like? You know what? I didn't ask. Did you like it?
I did very much.
Okay. Any picks of the nitpicks or anything? I didn't really have any.
I didn't have anything I would nitpick about it. It was just fun. Yeah. I thought the art was great. Like I said, I love the idea of those little messages down at the bottom. Oh, we didn't talk about the Deadpool
trading cards.
Deadpool trading cards. They're brilliant. They're hilarious. Deadpool has come out with this comic part of the comic universe. He has come out with trading cards that go over the power levels and the people they fight and everything about villains in that. I think he also didn't they also have heroes too? It just has everybody. Yeah. So you pull it out and you read it because she had the Galactus card and they also Whiplash. Oh yeah, whoever the hell that was.
They were using it. You know, keep in mind this came out in 20. What did I just say? 15. Mm-hmm. They did the Ivan Vanko or whatever Russian version from the movie. I feel like it was. I think that was the name, maybe, but I don't know if they were trying to. I don't know. Don't ask. I don't know anything about Iron Man bad guys. Whiplash. That's what Mickey Rourke's character was supposed to be.
Oh
in Iron
dear
Man.
God, really?
Yeah.
I have not seen that movie in so long, and because it was, what's the word I'm looking for, not very good.
Whatever.
Oh, it wasn't very good. It was like a Thor movie.
It wasn't like Eternals.
It was
bad.
like Thor 2.
You're pretty far away from your mic. I'm just telling you.
Oh, it was like Thor 2.
I don't think it's called Thor 2. I think it's called Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah,
Thank
whatever.
You very much. And by the way, it should be just called like the Dark, Kaka. That's what they're going to rename it.
Oh my
suggestion.
Lord! Yes.
Okay. So, it's tangent.
Yes. Tangent.
What did you suggest again?
I suggested Shazam.
Sorry, that got me. Well played, sir.
Thank you.
That just sounded. Who used to say it like that? Was that like Gomer Pyle?
Gomer Pyle. That was Gomer Pyle. Shazam.
References.
Yeah, no,
wow. Whoa, wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our demo on this podcast will get that.
Gomer Pyle. Yes. Gomer. Oh my gosh. Thank you, dude. That was a good laugh there. Yes, Shazam, meet the Captain.
Yes.
And he had been known for many, many years as Captain Marvel. And then, as we all know, or maybe we don't know, DC sued Fawcett Comics out of existence, took over the rights to Captain Marvel, then let it sit for.
I think they stole it.
Well, they did, yeah. And then they stupidly let it sit for so long that it went into public domain, and Marvel jumped on it and made their own character called Captain Marvel. And then since then, I swear, he's such a great character, been floundering on and off since the 70s.
Yeah, he legitimately, the reason they sued them is Captain Marvel was more popular than Superman. They sold more comics because of the added thing of let's take Superman, but also make him a little kid. So, yeah. And who was the only people buying comics at that point, or most of the people buying comics at that point, were little kids. So it was it really was.
And ridiculous. Go ahead, sorry.
The thing is, the whole lawsuit was BS anyway because they didn't just rip him off. The idea was, well, he's the exact same character. He's not. He was one, magic, so it's a different type of character. Two, he could fly. At that point, Superman couldn't fly. He could leap higher than a building in a single bound. So Superman then stole some stuff from him.
One was magic based. Shazam was, Solomon, Hercules, whatever, Atlas, and I forget the other one, Zeus and Achilles and Solomon and somebody else.
Yes, he's the power of the gods, and then one old smart guy.
Yes, and then the wizard. But so vastly different. No. They both can fly, and they're both super powered, and they're both tall, dark, and handsome, or whatever. I don't know.
Yes. So it was.
DC had more money and only won.
Yeah.
All that. So then we get this. Came out in May of 2023. I you know what? I do overuse the word great. Mark Waid. I know he's done stuff I like. I'm gonna say great. He did Kingdom Come.
No, he's a great writer.
I'm trying to think what else he's done though. I'm looking at his. But anyway, so he did the old scribing, if you will, and you will on this one. And then I don't know who did the art. I don't think anybody did the art. I think it just happened.
It was AI, huh? Interesting.
How dare you? Dan Mora and Alejandro Sanchez get top billing right next to Mark Waid. Good art, great art, fun. This is 2023, not too long ago actually. I didn't realize this had come out so recently. They're still using a lot of stuff that came out in the movie, I feel like, in this comic book, where they have the whole foster family very similar to from the movie, which was not necessarily from the original way back when or even the 70s.
No, but way back when they did have multiple people that were Captain, that they had a lot of other people that worked with him, so they had a whole, I don't know how to say it, but they each got
team.
Part of the power. Yeah, they had a whole Marvel family. They literally had a Marvel family, and Miss Marvel and
Mary Marvel. Freddie Freeman was also part of it.
Yeah, and so one actually
Captain
stayed
Marvel
a little
Jr.
boy. One stayed a little boy, but they would get part of his power. So if Billy had Shazammed all to himself, he had all of that, but it would separate out into different powers to each of them, if I'm remembering correctly.
You are.
Okay.
And in this, when we jump into this, apparently only Mary Marvel still has powers of Shazam, and Freddie Freeman doesn't, and the other family members don't. But he's still in the family home. And I love that Tawny. I always forget which way that goes.
The tiger.
The tiger is in there. Mm-hmm. Love that character. I know at one point in time when Jeff Johns was writing it, before this, maybe a decade before, it was like an invisible tiger, or only the kids could see it, and it was kind of weird, and it was otherwise everybody else just thought it was a house cat, but it was really Tawny. And this one, it's full on. He stands up on two legs, and he's wearing his three-piece suit, and he cooks and he cleans, and he's very very nice.
Yes, everybody needs a talking tiger in a three-piece suit.
Yes, thank you for suggesting it. I loved, and I want more of the dinosaurs.
Oh my God! The
sci-fi dinosaurs.
Sci-fi dinosaurs. They had crash landed, and he helps them. And because he helps them, they come down to.
They have to write a report. They have to do reports and in triplicate and audits.
And he didn't have permission. And
they need to do a lot of paperwork and red tape. And this auditor, somebody comes down, and he's there for like the duration. Like he's got to set up shop because he's got some work to do. Because you don't just fix a ship and send it off. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's great.
And they're not just dinosaurs; they're T-Rexes.
They got tiny little. Like there's even a joke where he's asking him to do something in the ship when they're visiting, and he's like, "You know how hard it is to write with these hands?" Like, yeah.
I just saw a post on Blue Sky that said something along, maybe T-Rexes were so angry because they couldn't get a decent hug.
Oh, maybe. You know what? Poor things.
Yes.
Also, you know.
So the whole, because why? Because
Okay.
they're extinct. That doesn't make any sense.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna be mean.
Oh, why?
They didn't have big brains. They had tiny brains.
Okay. Well, but you seem happy.
Oh, well played, sir. He shoots, he scores from way downtown. Bang.
So the whole gist of this comic was the gods are angry that of the way Billy Batson is. It's Billy Batson, right?
Billy Batson. Yes, you're
Batson.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way he does it, he's not happy with it because they're not. He should be performing in a way that brings glory to these gods because they've lost all these followers. I mean, Zeus doesn't have followers anymore, or very, very few. So they each start taking him over at different times. So he is responding horribly in the moment. He's not protecting people. He's doing just horrible things that like the Greek gods would do.
Yeah, he saves. I forget what happens. He saves the day, and then he just tells everybody to get out of his face. You're beneath me. it goes. Freddie Freeman says it went. I forget that he used a term I had not heard. He said it viraled faster than you could get home.
Yeah, the entire world is like, what the hell's going on with that? So it's just this long that was the whole comic was that, and I don't even remember. Again, this was
it Zeus who took over when he's getting amorous with Queen Bee?
Well, Zeus was getting amorous with Queen Bee.
Yeah,
yes.
And I was like, okay, ooh, this is a kid, by the way.
Yes,
Zeus, and albeit in a grown-up's body. Okay, well, I did look this up. So, go ahead.
Well, so that's kind of the back and forth with who is Captain Marvel versus Billy Batson. Sometimes there has been in some runs, Captain Marvel is not really Billy Batson is there, but he's not Captain Marvel.
Right.
And then in others, he is Captain Marvel. Like what they've done when they did the movies, that was Captain Marvel. Billy Batson was Captain Marvel, but it's not always the same thing.
Or in the early Justice League International run that I love and adore, that you for some reason hate.
Hate is a strong word.
Okay, well, it is what it is. You said you wanted to take it out the back and burn it, all the copies of it you could find, and then you wanted to spread the ashes so that nobody. Anyways, it was a long thing. I don't want to get into it.
That doesn't mean I hate it.
Okay. So, but no, and that I was going to say when Captain Marvel was in that early Justice League run from way back when in the late 80s, it was very much Billy Batson in the body of an adult because he liked milk and cookies and he was kind of naive. And, it was great.
And I think he works better that way.
I do too.
I really do. Instead of him being an adult turned into an adult with just adult, it makes the character not Superman.
Very good point. And they even mention in this, though, at some point, like there's something to it. Like maybe if he's Captain Marvel for too long, something happens where all of a sudden when he's in Captain Marvel form, starts referring to Billy in the third person, and Billy starts referring to Captain Marvel in the third person, there's that schism starting to happen maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've ever explored that. Like, why does that happen? Or anyway, it was, you could get really into that. But no, so I did look this up. The gods. Or everybody. Now they're not all gods. Some are historical.
Yeah.
Solomon.
Yeah, Solomon's not a god.
Solomon wisdom, Hercules strength, Atlas stamina, Zeus power, Achilles historical, courage, Mercury speed.
Gods and demigods. So Hercules and Achilles are demigods. Their fathers were gods, and they have some. That's why Hercules is so strong. And Atlas. I can't.
I thought Atlas was a god. He held up the world, right?
Yeah, he held up the world. I'm trying to remember if I think he's
Solomon's
either a god or a titan. I can't remember which.
No,
Solomon's
Jewish
his wisdom. Yeah, he's wisdom. Yeah.
Okay. So
he threatened to cut the baby in half.
That's where we get split the baby.
Yeah.
In half.
Yeah.
Not that anybody would do that just for fun.
Yeah, good with muffins, not so good with babies.
Exactly.
It's my muffin. Just cut it in half. Oh, for the love of God.
Come on. What else was there in this thing that we call Shazam? Oh, Psycho Pirate makes an appearance. I'm flipping through.
I don't remember Psycho Pirate.
Yeah, he thinks for a second there, Captain Marvel thinks it's Psycho Pirate messing with him, but it turns out it's not.
Yeah.
He gets him in a subway, and he's about to kill him, essentially.
Oh, yeah, because that was when one of the other people had taken him over.
Hercules, or I forget who, had power over him, and it was getting bad, like his little temper. A little temper.
Yes. Well, all of those Greek gods and demigods had some temper.
Yeah. Well, and then Freddie Freeman finds out what they're doing and saves the day.
Yes.
Like you do.
Yeah. You got to look out for your best friend.
Well, yeah.
How does he save the day?
I don't remember. He finds out. Then they try to do a switcheroo on him or something where he lets Billy know what's going on. Anyways, I forget. But yeah, he helps out.
He does. It was fun.
He's there.
I did actually enjoy it. I really wish I had taken the time to reread it before we did this. I apologize to all our listeners that Hav didn't suggest I reread it.
Hey, yeah, it's on me again. I'll take that. Excuse me. Wow. Did you hear that?
I did hear that. Thank you for not leaning into the mic and leaning away from the mic, though.
I did. I did lean away from the mic.
Yeah.
Who was the dude Gargo? The what? Gargo the Distressing? Remember the henchman for? I'm saying Gargo. Garguax.
Yeah, this sounds
he was
like
the
Gargo.
henchman for
Okay.
Queen Bee.
Okay.
Were they doing a thing?
Oh my God, that was that whole bit. Oh my Lord. I have no idea what that was, but he's doing all this stuff because she's going to be with him and then she wants to be with Captain Marvel. I'm sorry, Shazam. We keep calling him Captain Marvel, and this is Shazam in that book. I know.
Well, I was wondering if they were doing Gargo the Distressing, which I think is a new character for this run, if they were doing something with Ronan the Accuser. I don't know why. It just, for some reason, when I saw Gargo the Distressing, I thought of Ronan the Accuser. I think that's where it ends.
Yeah, okay. I can see where you get that. I can.
So, that's it for that. Yeah, again, fun. 6 issues? Really quick read.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it really was. It was enjoyable.
I liked it. I'll tell you, I'm going to nitpick this one a little bit.
Okay.
I kind of wish they'd get it back to basics. Just a little bit.
Just reboot it completely, have him get introduced to it as an orphan on the street. And there was a really good Superman Captain Shazam book I read once where that was exactly what it was. And Clark Kent comes looking for Shazam.
Did we read that one? Didn't we read the Shazam one before?
May have. I think we have, and that wasn't that one. That was a different one. But this was one where it was Superman and those, and Clark Kent finds Billy Batson living on the street, and then he figures out what's going on, and then I think he ends up getting him help, but because he obviously they're going to come looking for who this superhero is, kind of thing. Yeah. Because he's got Superman level powers. Yeah. So Superman's going to come looking for him if he appears to steal thunder from Superman. I mean, DC can't have that.
No, they're going to sue him into oblivion.
They'll sue him into oblivion. So
that'd be hilarious if there was a lawsuit in the DC universe, like evil Superman.
Yeah. So he gets hold of some red kryptonite, and he's like, "I'm going to sue Captain Marvel."
Mm-hmm. And then they should cross-pollinate, and they should get She-Hulk to represent Billy and Daredevil to represent Superman, or vice versa, and do a crossover in universes. That'd be fun. I'm just saying.
That would be
fun.
Just
throwing it out there.
I'm just saying you're writing fanfic right now, so just save it for your fanfic.
I will save it for my fanfic. I'm gonna draw it as courtroom drama.
You're gonna do a little /fic with it and ship.
What?
No, never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't Google it.
I'm just flipping through. Oh yeah, Zeus gets turned into a duck. That was funny.
Oh no!
I don't know if I knew you could do that.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay.
I can sing like Donald Duck. That's
okay. Go ahead.
No.
You just teed that one up.
No, I'm not going to do it. You just have to take my word for it.
Whatever.
Nobody wants me. No one wants me singing into this microphone as Donald Duck.
Now we're going to get email. Hey, everybody, send me an email if you want Charles to sing like a duck the Spider-Man theme. I'm going to tell you right now, there's one vote right here.
There won't be the Spider-Man
that's raising his hand on the podcast saying, yes, please.
I already have a set list.
Oh, nice. He doesn't. Hey, okay, sorry, everybody. He doesn't do requests. Okay? He's big time. Big time. No requests. And then at the very end, Black
Wait,
Adam
does Howard the
shows
Duck have a theme?
I don't. The theme, I think, is just like, ew, is the theme. I still can't. I think we saw that movie in the theater.
Really? I've never seen that movie.
As a family.
Okay. Oh, it's a family.
Yeah. Hey, George Lucas could do no wrong back then.
He did some wrong.
Yeah, he did. Well, he had I wonder, is that bestiality when Leah Thompson, is that her name?
Yeah. I don't know that it's bestiality. Bestiality more comes from the fact that
I guess they were consenting
lack of consent. Yeah, so there's a term to it that I think Arthur C. Clarke came up with it, and I don't know what it is. A sentient beings of different species mating. Yeah,
getting it on.
Yeah, there's a phrase that I went to a Doctor Who convention once. Well, I went to a Doctor Who convention more than once, but because they used to have one near the airport in Van Nuys once a year.
Oh, nice. And
a friend of mine really likes Doctor Who, so he brought me along a few times. And Arthur C. Clarke was still alive at that time, and I went to where he was doing a Q&A.
And he talked about that, and it was all about aliens having sex. And I realized, oh wow, you did have a lot of stuff in your books about humans and aliens having sex. And I only went to because I'd read a lot of science fiction growing up, and he's one of my dad's favorite authors. So I was like, well, I'll go and tell my dad about it. And I didn't tell him all about the alien sex stuff. I was like, no, that's fine. I don't want to get my dad too hot and bothered. No.
Was this the friend that thought you looked like one of the doctors?
Yes. Yeah, this is Greg, who thinks I look like the second Doctor of the new run, who's now the 15th Doctor, and he'll be the 27th Doctor, and David Tennant.
And have you ever dressed up
I have never,
as a doctor for Halloween?
I have not, no.
Why do you not just embrace it?
I have no problem with people thinking I look like David Tennant. I just don't know enough about Doctor Who to dress up like Doctor Who.
Well, you talk about comic books and you act like you know about comic books. I don't see what the big difference is.
I know more about comic books than I do about Doctor Who.
See, okay, so that's not saying a lot. I mean, I've listened to the podcast. I mean, I'm just saying.
That's a fair point. I've never said I was an expert on this, but I don't think I've ever watched more than like 2 Doctor Who episodes.
You know what? I tried. You know, our good friend Bob Long, huge Doctor Who fan. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Huge Doctor Who fan. I know a few people that are into the. I think we've talked about this. Blind spot for me. Never.
Yeah.
And the few times I've tried, I don't know if I've ever really given it a fair shake. Like.
I really do think you have to get into it when you're younger, and then I think it sticks. I think if I'd have watched it, my brother Patrick watched it because it was on at night on Saturday night on PBS. And he was younger. I was a much older teenager, and I wasn't interested. And this was obviously the original stuff, and he really liked it, and I just didn't get into it. So I do think it has to do because it is essentially a kid's show.
Yeah.
So I think it works better if you get into it as a kid, and it's one that transcends a little. You can enjoy it as an adult, but I think you're more likely to enjoy it if you enjoyed it as a kid. That would be my theory.
I would agree. I bet I'd still give it a shot and watch it just out of curiosity.
You knock yourself out. You know, I had somebody come up to you had a Christmas party many years ago.
Okay.
When you were doing improv, and somebody walked over to me from across the room, and he was like, "You look like David Tennant." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "No, you look like Dave." I'm like, "Okay."
He's like, "Back off, dude. It's creeping me out." And then he started humping your leg, right?
Yeah, I was fine with that. It was just
No, I do remember that. I do remember it. It was one of the improv people.
Yeah.
Folks that spotted you from afar.
Yeah, I was like, "That's not a pickup line that's going to work on me, dude. I'm straight."
Oh, you never know, man.
Yeah, you throw what you know.
So hey. Anything else to talk about? Liked it. You liked it.
I liked them both. I feel like I think this was a good dive back into podcasting. It's we should do this again. And I don't know. I think maybe what we should do is I should suggest something for you to read next time, and you can suggest something for me to read next time, and we'll both read those. Then maybe we can talk about them. Maybe we'll remember more about what we read.
Maybe.
Real quick question. Do you have access to Marvel Unlimited?
I think I still have my subscription. If not, I can re-up it.
Okay, cool. Because the thing, I don't know that the thing I'm suggesting is on Hoopla. It's something I want to do again. I've read it a few times, and I think it's fun. So what would you like to suggest?
Oh, okay. I'll go first. This is on Hoopla.
Okay.
I've already borrowed it. It's a very short. I want to say it's only like 3 or 4 issues.
Okay.
It's called Lower Decks. It is a comic based on the animated Star Trek.
Awesome! Series. I love that show. I've watched every episode of that.
So, and I have not read. This is sight unseen.
That's fine.
I saw it. I was like,
fine.
Done.
We'll enjoy the hell out of it. Okay, so this is awesome. You're gonna love this because you just did your first love, Star Trek.
Okay.
What I want us to read is The Star Wars on Marvel Unlimited. It is a comic book that was done based on George Lucas's original rough draft screenplay. It's a little longer. I think it's 9 issues. It is based on the original thing. So I'm going to read the synopsis kind of thing from it. Adapted from the original rough draft screenplay by George Lucas, The Star Wars, Back in 1974, still years before film cards Star Wars would take the world by storm, George Lucas completed the first rough draft screenplay of what was then called The Star Wars. The original screenplay contains all the now familiar elements of Star Wars: an evil empire, a young would-be Jedi, an older Jedi Knight who mentors the boy, a princess in need of rescue, even a father who is more machine than a man, but put together in far different ways from what you've seen on the screen. So, I've read this a few times because I found it years ago when I got Marvel Unlimited, and I think I brought this up to you at some point. I don't know if you remember. It's not great. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, it's not. I just think because we're Star Wars fans, it's worth reading and it's worth discussing. Is it
Starkiller? Is it Luke Starkiller in it? Do you know? Or
I don't remember.
I'll find out.
I don't. Yeah, you'll find out. We'll talk all about this.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'm very interested.
It's on. I'll send you the front of the first page.
Or invite me if you can from Marvel Unlimited. Just send me the link. Can you do it like we do on Hoopla?
I can try. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll do something like that.
I'm very my sci-fi pants are going.
Yeah. This is fun. That's awesome that you picked. No, that cracks me up.
Well, and I'll give everybody a preview. I had Lower Decks in the queue. Fire and Ice, also for my Justice League International. There's a small run called Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville that we'll eventually read.
Hard no.
And that you're going to love. And then also the great Gail Simone recently took over on X-Men. Post Krakoa, however we say that era, the island. It's a soft reboot. I think it's after that, and she's doing it.
And she's awesome.
So those are the kind of coming in. I'm not sure that they're going to come in that order.
Yeah.
But they're definitely in the queue, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm very much excited for this season, and I hope it's at least as long as the last season.
Did we only do 8 episodes?
We did 8 episodes.
Hey, man. Stuff happens, dude.
It does. Stuff happens. This might be a truncated season, but hopefully if it is, we'll truncate it on purpose and then start over in the beginning of next year.
Hey, you know what though? We're starting kind of in the fall season. This is kind of an early start of the fall season when all the new shows come out. So, hey, wherever you find your podcast, you can find us in the car or whenever you listen.
So, speaking of Eric and liking Superman, how did you like Superman?
I liked it.
Okay.
I didn't love it. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't. I liked it. So it was way better than Man of Steel. Caesar. Hey, I know Caesar's probably going to listen. I don't know what he was talking about that he liked Man of Steel better than Superman.
That's the most insane thing I've ever heard him say.
I don't.
I'm scared to watch.
It had Guy Gardner in it.
Yeah, that was terrible, but it was at least Nathan Fillion. Yeah, Mr. Terrific was awesome. I got to tell you, I wish I'd have been watching with the two of y'all, because on that scene where he's protecting Lois and they're all attacking him, all I could think was, oh my God, he just hit that guy in the face with his balls.
His terrific balls. His T-balls.
His T-balls.
Hey,
I'm giggling and I can't. I was like, I can't say that to Cindy.
Well, they're introducing so much there too. By the way.
Oh yeah.
I know they had Maxwell Lord, by the way, from my Justice League. I mean, he's really teeing up my Justice League International thing.
What were they calling it? The Justice Bros? The Justice Gang.
Metamorphose in it. I mean,
now I love that. No, he's ugly. Oh, I really love the name. You're in.
Yeah. Now back to you. Question for you: what did you think of Fantastic Four First Steps?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
I'm sorry.
know that you taught me that. I envy you that you haven't seen it and you're going to get to see it for the first time. I have not rewatched it, so if you need a viewing companion,
I'm probably going to take Cindy, but I appreciate that. Well, we'll see. She might not have time, but I do need to go see it. I have not had time.
Julie hasn't seen it either, so we could maybe double date dinner.
Okay.
We can talk about this later. I don't know if this is
this isn't great for podcasts, but I am excited to be doing the new season, and I did love the new Superman. I legitimately loved it.
I liked it a lot. I don't know why.
That's fine.
I want to rewatch it again. There's a lot going on.
I will say this. To me, it is one of the most comic booky movies. He hit the fucking comic book notes. It made me think about. Hold on, I got. It made me think about the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movies, which I maintain are the best comic book movies ever, because they are so comic book. And I don't mean necessarily the best movies, and I don't even mean that Superman is the best of the comic book movies out there, but of live action comic book movies, it is the most comic booky of ones I've seen that didn't fall into schmaltzy, bad, poorly done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I got you. You know what? Yeah. And in fact, when I was just thinking about it, you were talking about all that, I was kind of almost getting chills thinking about the movie, because him as Superman was great. Her as Lois Lane was great. I liked Perry White in it. I loved the Super Dog.
I loved Perry White, and I love the comic realistic Jimmy Olsen based on the Jimmy Olsen reread about. That is Jimmy Olsen great. And I love the fact that the two of them fucking, unbeknownst to Superman, know he's fucking Superman. Because at the end of it, they're like, yeah, they're in there.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. And then, oh God, the sports guy played by the SNL guy. That's
my God,
I forgot.
He was
you know what?
great.
I got to rewatch it, because I don't know why I left there wanting more.
Okay.
But I think maybe that's what it is. I wanted to see more.
You're supposed to want more, because he opened up in one movie. He opened up this world because he understood that people know who a lot of these characters are, especially Superman. You don't. I love the fact that he got.
We don't Krypton blowing up.
That's
again?
right.
No? What? What?
It was great, and I loved Crypto. I loved why he is so unruly, and I love the Supergirl. Did we read
coming back from partying?
Did we read that Supergirl run, or did I read it? Did we do a Supergirl where she's in space?
No, I don't think so. Not where she's partying off planet like that, where she's kind of like the bad apple. That's for sure.
So I need to get that, and we need to read it. I must have read that on my own.
I'll have to go back and look. I mean, we have done a few seasons.
Oh, no,
so
we've done a lot, but because there's a Supergirl arc.
Where she's with a Legion of Superheroes?
No, she's just off.
Okay, then no,
in
I've not
space
read that.
doing stuff.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll dig that back up.
Is she doing hood rat stuff?
No, not really, but she's working through some shit.
I just wanted to say hood rat stuff.
I got you. I like the idea of Supergirl working through some shit, because she was in her teens when her planet was destroyed, and you know what?
Rub some dirt on it and get over it. That's what I have to say. Oh, no, I'm joking. No. So look. I'm very excited we're doing the podcast again.
And by the way, how do you not love a movie where Alan Tudyk is like, Gary is a name? I love that.
Yeah, I love him.
That's just.
I love him. He's hilarious.
4 is a name. Gary is a name.
And I always think of him in Rogue One. Yes. He was maybe one of my favorite. My favorite part of that whole.
And there's another one, and I got another one.
Did you know that wasn't me when she shoots one of the droids like him? She's like, yeah.
I so enjoyed you taking me to the comic book convention where he was speaking.
Oh, that's right. That was a year. You know what? I have the badge on my nightstand. That was 2024 also. Early 2024.
Yeah. That was awesome. Okay. All right, well, cool. Thank
you for doing the podcast. Thank you for doing all the heavy lifting that you're about to do to produce, edit, publish, make me sound great. Don't do the high voice. Don't modulate my voice to go all high like this, like you did in that. Oh, and please drop in that fake open you did, where you mimicked my voice doing some weird bad Jay Leno impersonation.
I'm like a.
That's how I sound to you.
I'm not.
It?
No, in no way whatsoever. In no way whatsoever is that how you sound to me. That's why it was funny when I was doing it. I legitimately don't have a Hav impersonation.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll work on that. We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
I don't want to. I am trying not to impersonate people that aren't famous that deserve to be impersonated. You know what I mean? I don't want to impersonate my friends anymore. I don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So yes, I've got a few of our friends on deck that I can throw out, and I will do Jeff to Jeff all the time.
Good. Because he doesn't listen to this podcast anyway, so.
Well, no, but Jeff knows I do Jeff to Jeff.
That's true. You do. To his face.
Yes. So it's less.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. I really appreciate it. And thanks for your patience. And see you next time, hopefully.
Yes, thank you very much. It's really, I'm really glad we got to do this again.
enjoyed it, and it's going to be fun going forward again. Thank you, Hav, very much for doing it with us. Until next time, guys, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.